Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Natural Hair Weekly podcast with myself, Yves Shines, the wonderful Candice, and vivacious Zena. How you doing, ladies?
We're good. We're good. We're good, man. We're good.
You're good? You're good?
Not
You're good?
as hype as I was last week, man. I'm good.
You're not as hype as last week?
No, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm good.
What's the weather? It's raining over here.
I think so.
Oh, it's raining in the Cayman. Well, in London, it's hot at the moment. We're cooking over here.
How you feeling?
I love it. I love the sun. The summer are my months. It just watermelons in harvest, and that makes me a very happy person. All the fruit.
We're losing our vibe, Felicia, man. We're losing our vibe. I was like, how you feeling? And I thought you were gonna say, cut. No.
Oh. You know what? I just can't keep. Anyway, so what are we going to be talking about this week, girls? Feeling hot. That's a good one. That was a good pun. I wasn't awake enough to catch it. I'm sorry. I let the side down. Shall we start again?
Oh, I thought we were just vibing. I thought we were still talking.
Oh, we are. I mean, the podcast is the podcast, but they're really going to get to know that I wasn't on form. Forgive me, podcast listeners. All right, come on, let's do this. All right, so what are we going to talk about today, ladies? We're going to talk about the natural hair journey and the natural hair transition for those entities on the planet who are ready now to embrace their natural hair. Yeah?
Yes. We get a lot of questions about how do you transition, want some ideas, styles, people going through the highs and lows of the natural hair journey. So this thought it might be good to just flow today and explore some of those emotions.
Yeah. Well, I was quite, actually, having said that, I was inspired by an article this week by with Taraji Henson in it, and she recently did a chop. You put her on the Instagram and everything, and she kind of went viral with that. And I read the article, and it gave the reasons why she wanted to do the big chop, and she just wanted a clean slate, basically, and not to say the big chop, to say that she was ready to transition and embrace her natural hair. And she said, if we're gonna cut it, let's just cut it all off, and just start from scratch, type of thing. And I just thought it was a really nice message, being that she's at such a she's got such a status with people at the moment, and for her to be so confident in embracing herself, I thought that was pretty cool,
Yeah, I mean it's a big thing for a lot of people, in terms of people may say it's only hair, but it's part of your whole identity, your look, your style. Like sometimes you match your clothes and your vibe with your hair. Your hair creates your whole image and look. So if that's gone, it's almost like you're starting from scratch again. So it's emotional for a lot of people. I know when I did my big chop, it was emotional. It wasn't emotional when I cut it. I thought, yeah, I was ready for it. But then I was like, oh, now I'm bored. What next?
That was honest. That was really honest.
I did go through that. I'm feeling empowered. I feel amazing afterwards. But you go through the highs and lows. It's like that short film, the HBO one. That's the reality. You have to be ready for the highs and lows. It's amazing, and I wouldn't change a thing now.
Yeah.
But that was some real stuff.
Yeah. And I remember feeling like I looked like a boy, and I felt like a lesbian. Like, do people think I'm gay?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you don't want to be perceived as if you're not.
It's something that you're not, right?
But I think you're right when you say that, you're like, yes, you feel so empowered and you feel so great, but then after you're like, no, what? That comes, I think, what you said again before that is that you really have to make up your mind that this is what it is, okay? And you're going to cut it off, and it's gone. It's going to come back. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be naturally amazing. It's going to be all you, but there is going to be a period when you're just kind of like, Where did it all go?
Right.
Where did it all go? I remember when I did my hair, I was feeling it. I was buying it. I was like, whoa, shoulder, my shoulders look amazing. My neck looks longer. All the whole vanity thing, and you're going crazy about it. And then the cut starts to grow back.
Right.
So I guess my experience is a little different in that I didn't just do a big chop. I actually cut my hair short in a style.
Yeah.
A tapered cut. I did a tapered cut. So I was loving it. And then the sides started to grow out, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm looking like George Jefferson. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I signed up for. But then I found other ways and things to do with it, because I'm still in the middle of, am I going to cut it again? Or am I going to just let it grow? So that's my other block.
Yeah.
So I've already passed through the I'm not sure when if this cut was right for me. Now I'm at another bridge where I'm saying, do I continue growing or do I go back and cut again? So
Yeah.
it's just never perfect. That's how we are with our hair. You can put on a weave today and you love the weave, and then 2 days after you're itching your scalp like, oh my god, I want this weave to go. That's just how we are as humans. Human nature.
I kind of feel like cutting my hair was part of a financial empowerment motivation, because like going to the office with my hair transitioning not transitioning but growing out of the cut, and then the texture seeming to be different from textures I remember it being before when it was growing out, just because of different climate, different water. I felt motivated to find a way to be an entrepreneur so that I didn't have to go into the office, because it was emotionally traumatizing. Every time I thought about what am I going to do with my hair today for work. And I think now I've got to a place where I'm like, I'm not doing anything with my hair. However it works out, it works out. And I feel confident enough to be like, this is me, this is it. But it hasn't always been like that. So I kind of feel, it's like you said, it's emotional.
Yeah.
It's emotional. I'm big now and I'm still emotional about it. Big grown-ass woman, I'm still emotional about it.
Well, it is. It's because there are a lot of dynamics attached to the whole process, I remember the first time I did my big chop, I went from relaxer, and I didn't like plait it and keep it and then let it grow out and stuff. I just went with my mouth dry and my hand was trembling, and I took the scissors and I cut. My hand was trembling. I took the scissors and I cut a big clump from in the front center of my head, so there was no going back. And then my friend's boyfriend, who was a barber, came over and just gave me like a number one, like low. And when I walked into work, you can see that it was an insurance company and everything, and some people were like, oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous, you're so beautiful, it really suits you. And other people were like, hi. They were shook and they didn't know what to expect. Was I going to be getting all Black Panther on them or whatever? Mm-hmm. So I can understand, but then it's all about your skill set. Where me and you met, Zena, we met in the corporate world initially years ago.
Yes.
And I was natural at the time. And I didn't really think about it, to be fair. I didn't know my hair as well as I know it now. I was still learning. The point I wanted to make before I digress was that what I found beneficial in the big chop was that you get to grow with your hair in its stages. And that's
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding now with this recent big chop, is that I'm learning my hair all over again, and each phase I'm learning how to handle it and so I'm growing with my hair, and it is definitely a journey, but it's a beautiful one. I'm enjoying it, and this time I feel like I got so much company. You know, like natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got to support the sisters.
Yeah, like
Yes.
so many naturalistas out there and so many events supporting us and so many products available and stylists. Yeah, so it's super cool. So
I think that's the big change. That is the big difference. The community.
Yeah.
Options. Yeah.
There was something.
You need support and you need options.
Yeah. There's something. I think you posted it, Candice. One of the hairstyles, and I actually tried it. It didn't work out how it was in the video, but my hair in the morning was much better than it was in the night. So yeah, it's having that community and having access to these different like videos and tools. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah, I agree. My girlfriend said to me recently, your hair teaches you about you and your truth. And I guess it's about honoring yourself and having that kind of a rebirth, in the sense that, like, I was born this way. This is how I was made by my creator, whatever you want to call your creator, and I'm acceptant of that. I love what I've been given, and I'm cool with that. Not to say that if you want a perm or you want a braid or you want a color, like, there's no problem with that. But there's also no problem with self-acceptance as you are as well. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, but I do feel sometimes when we have these conversations, like it can go into the, you know, what they call the natural hair Nazi type of hair, where people are like, if you don't have your hair natural, then you just don't know who you are. And you know, it's just, I don't know. I think I go through phases of being on both sides, in terms of, you know, essentially, if you don't like walking around with your own hair on your head, it's got to say something that society's impacted you in some way. But then on the other hand, you know, we're free to do whatever we like. Who should tell us how we wear our hair? And if we choose to wear it because we like European aesthetic on our head, then do what makes you feel good.
I think what happens too is that a lot of people who are, like you said, people are walking around not wearing their natural hair. It's because a lot of people don't know how to take care or how to do their own hair. They were taught how to do the European hair, which is the weaves, and they know how to handle that, and they just don't know how to do their own hair. There's a lot of people who just don't know how to do their natural hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound right, but that's how it is sometimes. Some people think that it's just too much work to get it done. But if it is that European hair was growing naturally out of your scalp, it would have been the same challenge. It's still your hair. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
We also have to.
In that, I'm saying that where a lot of people are taught that this relaxing your hair or making it straight is easier to take care of or to style than your natural hair, which is wrong. It's only because you were taught that that's right. So they tend to go back to the European styles, or the relaxers, or whatever the case is, texturizers. I don't know what they're using these days, as opposed to doing their natural hair, because they just don't know how to do it. They were never taught how to do it.
And then what is to do it, really? Because I had to have a conversation with another girlfriend about this. So she did the big chop, and she works in corporate. So her hair's really low at the moment, and she's now, her hair was low, and now she's growing it out. And she's had a lot of people come up to her, she said, and say, what are you doing with your hair? And she's kind of like, well, I'm not doing anything with it. I just haven't had it natural for so long. I want to see how it grows and what it looks like. But there's this whole emphasis in terms of, if you let your natural hair just grow out of your head, you have to be planning to do something with it, rather than the fact that it's just your hair growing out of your head.
You got with the it's a habitual conformity.
Yeah, and so like, if your hair was straight and it's growing out of your hair straight, people just think, oh, they're just growing their hair out. But when you're doing it when it's afro, it's like, ooh, why would you do that? Type thing. So it's interesting when she said that. I thought, yeah, it's true, actually, thinking about it. And even like me growing my hair at the moment, like every type of headband I can find to strap it in or put around it when I don't have the time to actually style it. It's kind of my weapon of choice. And there's a couple of times where I thought, oh, maybe I could just go free throw. But again, I mean, the curly closet, she posted something today about having her hair like full and frizzy and not always defining the curl, and being comfortable with that. So I think that is part of the journey in terms of really just being comfortable with the different range of looks that you'll have on any given day.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, you know, because as you was talking, what came through was, I remember when I used to relax my hair and I used to go to all these like natural holistic events, because as you know, I can be deep like the Grand Canyon sometimes. And when I used to when I used to go to some of these events and my hair was relaxed, and there was a lot of people with locks and natural hair, and I could feel the judgment from my own people. And I used to think to myself, well, fools you for judging, because you don't have any idea of how wise and how, you know, how much what the content of my soul is. So you're right, you know, you cannot define a person by their hair. It's really the content of their soul ultimately, and the nature of their behavior and things like that, and what they intend for others and as well as themselves. So it is very immature and premature to judge someone based on their hair. It's wherever a person is at and how they're making their choices. That's fair enough, you know. I don't think it is right to take a position of the natural Nazi or the Nazi natural whatever it's called or what have you, you know. And we can't judge people like that. Yeah.
No, it's just about kind of increasing the spectrum and pool of resources to enable people to recognise the fact that, you know, you can look after your hair and you can find the tools and resources very easily in order to do so. So hopefully with natural hair we can help to adjust that balance, just like other people like Project Embrace are, and other hairdressers and organisations all around the world. So
another just before we segue off of this subject, you know, also when I decided to transition and to move into my natural hair, it was because I was tired of my hair sticking to my scalp from the burns. And it was because it was so thin and it was breaking. And I lived in the States, and when I moved to the UK, the water's a lot harder here. My hair began to break because the way I used to treat my hair in the States, it had to change when I came here, but I wasn't educated like that. So my hair broke. And then I've seen so many of my sisters who wear weaves or have plaits too tight and stuff. They've got severe alopecia, like to the extent where they cannot roll out without their wig or their weave, because they have no hair, and because there's no oxygen or sunlight getting to their scalp, which are part of the elements that are needed for healthy hair. You know, water.
I think
Go on.
You touch on a good point, Felicia. You touch on a good point in the fact that we do focus a lot on products and stuff because that's big business, but there is a piece in terms of it is a holistic thing in terms of your hair quality is going to be impacted. Yes, some of it is genetics, but it's going to be impacted by what you're putting in your body,
right.
What you're eating, what you're drinking,
what you're thinking
in terms of water, what you're thinking, and all these type of things. So I think that's an important thing to consider. And I think for me, going through the natural hair journey, it helped me to be more in tune to that, in terms of making sure that, you know, I was mindful of the food that I was eating. So that
I'm not there yet. I'm still not eating the best stuff. But you know, it's small steps.
Yeah.
You do see a difference when you eat.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's because your hair, you're just slaying left, right, center. So you're like, yeah, I
get there. Yeah. I mean, could we?
I have my days.
We live to eat instead of eating to live, don't we? And it's emotional.
And so that's what we do. And it's really bad. But yeah, you know, again, you know, the whole going natural thing and trying to explain to someone what it really means is different for everybody.
Yes.
everyone has a different story, a different journey, a different purpose, and a different road to walk on. And for me, I was just tired of the relaxers. I never liked them these days, to be quite honest. I never did. I was just tired of it. In my head, I got burns with everything. Texturizers, the kitty stuff, everything would burn, no matter what I used. And I wasn't, at the same time too, I wasn't one of those people that would be in the salon every 6 weeks. Like, I would relax my hair every 3 months. So it's not like if I was going, because I never liked it. I don't like sitting under the dryer. I'm such a watch and go kind of person. I didn't like it, but that was one of my last straw was when I went to Toronto and someone fried my hair. Ouch. I mean, fried. It was like breaking off like pasta. Wow. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. And that was it. And I transitioned out, and after I transitioned, then I did the chop. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, teach their own. What is the story?
There you have it. That's the Natural Hair Weekly team for you. So you can't say we don't know what we're talking about in terms of us being here for you as a gateway of all things natural and supporting you, to give you all the options, everything that you could possibly need to know, every type of view, and covering every basis. That's what we're here for, and we appreciate any input that you have, any questions you might have, any topics you might like us to discuss. Interact with us and communicate with us. We're here for you, and we appreciate you as well. So yeah. On that note, shall we swim into the Wish You Were Here segment, ladies?
Oh, sure. I tell you where I wish I was last week.
Oh yeah, girl.
That Essence Festival looked so amazing. I was like, I was sleeping on that. I don't know how I wasn't there.
Yeah, Mary
that
J.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
The event. Yeah.
Shout out to Mary J. Blige for putting together that awesome concert as well.
Yes. Yeah. And her hair looked nice with those braids.
Yeah, that's the new thing these days. The trending, the shaved sides and the braids on the top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Summer styles.
Yeah, the mohawk. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think next year we should be there, ladies.
Oh, we will. Yeah.
Let's put it out there.
We're not going to do it twice.
Put it out there.
We're not going to miss out twice.
No.
Definitely not. So we also wish, and check out on our YouTube channel, we wish Yvonne Phillips was here. I know you met her at an Inspirational You and Mother remixed event, and she was talking about going natural. So it'd be interesting to see where she is on her journey. So if you see Yvonne Phillips on Instagram, at Yvonne Phillips, send her some words of encouragement.
Yeah, and definitely check out her video clip on the Natural Hair Weekly YouTube channel. You know, she's basically she's having the conversation we're having now, making that decision. You know, and there's a lot of things that are contributing to her decision making. But I have noticed, Yvonne, if you're listening, that you got it looks like you did a little twist out, a little braid out. You know, you got a relaxer, but it's looking fuller, girl, okay? And you're working it. I see that you're working yourself into that fuller look.
On the journey.
So, hope you let us know when you've done that big chop. Natural Hair Weekly, we got our eye on you, girl. We watching you. We wish you were here. Oh, also, we've got those beautiful, vivacious sisters that I met at the Natural Hair Academy in Paris. They're doing an event in Guadeloupe.
Oh yes, the Caribbean Beauty Fest, and they've got Pro Girl Jeannie as one of their guest speakers there. So that's happening on the 14th of July in Guadeloupe, and that should be really cool. We would love to go, but it's a bit awkward to get there from Cayman Islands, unfortunately. So we'll have to plan that.
I don't know. They can send the jet though. You can send the private jet.
This is true. Yes.
Well, I have to check the flights from London. I might be able to make it over there. Guadeloupe, here I come.
Yeah, I've never been to Guadeloupe. It looks beautiful. That's definitely on the list.
Well, I must say that those ladies that I met, that we have on our Insta, they are such beautiful sisters. And they don't just focus on your hair. It's all about that self-talk and empowerment and that support network. And they don't just give you the fish. They teach you how to fish for yourself, and I respect that. And they just got a wonderful energy. So if you can get to Guadeloupe next Friday, get there, because it will be worth it, I reckon.
I don't know how you get there, but get there if you can. That's right.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, obviously I'm not naturally gifted in the voice department.
All right, so we're gonna do a competition this week, guys, as well. We have a little competition.
Yep. What we got, Candice?
Oh yes, we're giving away one of the must-haves. Every naturalista needs to have one. The Felicia Leatherwood detangler brush. You need this in your kit. Everywhere you go, you're gonna take this with you. We had a review on it on the first podcast, and it's just been selling like in the Caribbean we say like hot hops, basically like bread. So the question is, Zina is gonna ask the question. Because I forgot.
This is what I have to work with. This is what I have to work with.
So the question is, that's why we got people's tag team. The question is, on our first podcast, we did an interview with Felicia, and Felicia mentioned that she has done a number of hairstyles for Issa Rae's new show, Insecure. So we want you to tell us, what was the number that she mentioned in terms of the number of hairstyles that she's created for Issa Rae on this up-and-coming series of Insecure. So you need to give us a number. Should I give them a clue or?
No, you just they have to.
No clues. No. Repeat the question though.
No, but you know what? They know where to get the answer. You told them where to get the answer.
Okay. So on the first podcast that we ever did, we did an interview with Felicia Leatherwood, and she mentioned that she has done a number of hairstyles for Issa Rae for her up-and-coming Insecure series. So we want to know what was the numbers that she mentioned, and we can make sure that the number one item, as Candice said, for your hair kit, the detangling brush, will be winging its way to you.
Okay, and how do they enter their answers? Where do they send their answers to?
They send it to info@naturalhairweekly.com.
Are you sure?
And it's the first person to come up with the right answer.
Yeah, first person that sends it to us, they win the detangling brush. So info@naturalhairweekly.com.
Okay. You heard it, guys. So there you have it. I'm not going to repeat that because it took them about 10 minutes to get it off their chest as it was.
Sorry, that was me. I'm having a very
told you.
Very density. It's the weather.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So, is there anything else we want to add to the podcast this week, ladies? What do we got coming up next week? Do we know, or are we just going to be is it all about the element of surprise?
I think we've got an interview coming up, but I like the element of surprise, you know.
Okay. All right. So, are we done here? Are we good?
Is it over yet?
Is it over yet? Wow.
Let's give the listeners some insight, shall we? All right. Okay, let's give them some insight. My girls, my team members, they're in the Cayman Islands, okay? And they're chilling. It's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Jadusha, however, she's in London, and it's nearly 11:30 at night. Okay, so you hear all the hype and everything going on in the Cayman Islands. These people have to think about me and my sleep. I'm joking. It's always a pleasure hanging out with my girls. I love you guys. No matter what time, day or shine, you guys always energize me. So I'm just joking, but yeah.
It went downhill when we started eating some good food. That's where, the turning point.
Yeah, they keep having meetings together and eating delicious, healthy snacks, and I'm not there, and I don't want to hear about it. And Candice is always like, "Oh, this is so good."
So good. The business from the backyard, the BB. Woo.
Listen, anyway, we're digressing. We're not talking about hair. We're getting personal. Let's keep it
It's
good.
a lifestyle, not a statement, girl.
Real talk. Anyway, Natural Hair Weekly podcasters, we love you. We appreciate you. Remember, subscribe. Advertising at naturalhairweekly.com for if you want to get your banner or some advertising on our newspaper. Info at naturalhairweekly.com if you want any information, you have any questions. We're going to be launching something very powerful very soon. You guys are going to be like really proud of us. So, stay tuned, be subscribed, be the first to know. And we are the gateway for all things natural. So, yeah, so make sure. And if I'm the editor, if you've got any good articles, if you're blogging or vlogging, editor at naturalhairweekly.com, so me and Candice can help celebrate what you're doing. And also advertising, editor, info, if you want information. We're on Facebook, YouTube channel, subscribe to that, follow us on Instagram, be inspired by some of the great visuals. And yeah, anything else, ladies, to add on to that?
No, not really. Just encouraging people to get on there, be the first one to come back with the right answer. I really want someone to win that brush.
Okay, I'm just going to call my sister and tell her to write in. After.
No, friends and family is not allowed.
Hey, no.
But unless you can tell us, something else from the podcast, we'll see.
Well, I know the answer.
And you know what? And maybe we can post the picture if you want. If the person is willing for us to share your photo on our Instagram page,
yes.
Maybe you're a blogger and you want to try the brush.
Yeah,
that's a good way to get it for free.
There you go.
If you win the brush, you come with it if you got the right answer, and you have to win the brush. We send it to you, and you post your picture.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Have a great week. Naturally.